Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're going to be messing about with
Affinity Photo 2.
Oh yeah! But first, we're going to kick off today with a band who you may have heard of, may have seen around, that you very rarely see them on YouTube. This is the Lily Pillies, Waiting for Revolution.
Something with no meaning in our life. We hear so many lies. Why can I hear so many noises all around me in the night? And time keeps ticking by. We are one, we all want the same thing. A love that can find you, a place you can turn to. We are one, we all want the same thing. We want it now. When it all falls apart and we're caught in the middle, who's making the decisions that we're never gonna give in? This generation's failing. When it all falls apart and we're caught in the middle, maybe one day everything will change, but now we're waiting for revolution. For something better to come by. We've fed so many lies. Why do I look over my shoulder just to see what's left behind? Taking one step at a time. We are one, we all want the same thing. A love that can find you, a place you can turn to. We are one, we all want the same thing. We want it now. When it all falls apart and we're caught in the middle, who's making the decisions that we're ever gonna give in? This generation's failing. When it all falls apart and we're caught in the middle, maybe one day everything will change, but now we're waiting for revolution.
Good morning and welcome to the show. That was the Lily Pillies and their latest single, which is Everywhere You Turn here on the YouTubes, Waiting for a Revolution, shot in Italy while Manny was over there in Italy, finally hanging out with his guitarist. So they shot together a clip in a sewing factory, it seems like. There's probably not a lot of space around Italy. They probably had to find someone to shoot a clip really quickly. And look, it's awesome stuff. I'm Jade. This is How to App on iOS, where every day we take a look at apps, stuff, things, whatever. Mental health and well-being, interviews with amazing artists, and live performances. Good stuff. I'd like to welcome aboard all of our What Warriors. For as little as $1 a month, down in the description, you can click the join button and you get all the custom emojis of people's heads who are regulars, who are members of the Wart Warriors. You get a whole bunch of heads to play around with, which is good fun. Everyone likes a bit of head. Yes. And next week, we have our special Wart Warriors quiz, part 2. The first quiz was on the community's music. The next quiz is on general music. So everyone will be at a even playing ground. Should be really cool. You've got to send me a head. Mix Club. You've got to send me a head. I just need a square picture of your head and I can turn it into an emoji. Yeah. So if you can find me a square picture of your head and I can remove the background, I'll make an emoji because, you know, if you just got to make sure it's big enough for me to mess with. Let's say hello to you all. Thanks for joining me. Mix Club. Hello, Rhett. Hello, Gregory O'Sullivan. There's Gregory O'Sullivan. Look at all those heads there. Look at these weird heads. Audible Video. Trimmer Bear is here as well. Thomas Christ, as always. Let's see who else is here. I saw Tommy. What's going on, Tommy? Really good to see you. I hope you're doing really well. Hope you're doing better. And Brad Example, of course, is here. Valerie Bat is here. I had a wonderful conversation with over the last day about things. So, always effing good to see you, my friend. And who else? I'm trying to keep upbeat today. I had a really difficult day yesterday, but these days happen. You just got to push through, don't you? Yeah. Have I missed anyone? I don't think I have. I think I've got all of you here. I think I've got most of you. Welcome along to the show. Today, doing great. I hope I'm doing okay. You know, we all have these rough days, and you just got to get through them. Yesterday was one of them. But you just fight through. Alrighty, so we are today going to have a look at some price drops first, and then we'll get into today's app, which is fun. What am I doing? Get my shit together. Boom! There we are. Price drops. There's so many price drops. There's so many new apps that have dropped, folks. It's my brain's exploding. I can't keep up with it all. I'm trying to work out what shows I'm going to do over the next week because so many new apps have dropped that are really cool. One dropped by Audio Kit and Jordan Root S called Jamming with Jordan. I just got a hold of that yesterday, and Jesus, it's a load of fun. So that just dropped. There's a whole bunch of cool apps. I'm trying to move stuff around and, man, crazy stuff. Price drops. There's a lot of stuff on sale. Clevgrand has thrown their hat in the ring as well. And now, look, it looks like all their apps are on sale as well. A whopping $10 off some of them, like Borster. We've got Slammer, Compressor, Clev Verb, Reamp, Stark, Skakka. Bruce Free's in there, so if you've been wanting to get Bruce Free, it's on sale. IK Multimedia threw their hat in the ring too. Look at these savings, man. Amplitude Orange, $20 off. Man, they're going for it. Sampletron, boom, $50 off. Boom. No, I don't see that in there, Si. Crafty stuff. All their guitar amps are on sale. Look at Amplitude. Damn, $20 off. They smash the prices. Amplitude for iPad, $4.99. Holy hell. Music Kraken, we talked about these yesterday. So the Fab Filter apps are just slashed. Everything's slashed. There's so many apps on sale. We're going to try and cover as many of them as we can on Thursday, your time, if you're living in the US or UK, when we do our App Friday show, and go through as many apps as we can. But there's a lot of apps on sale. It is crazy. And we'll go through some of the best, I think. We'll do that on Thursday, your time. And if you're in the chat, you can throw some ideas at me. If there's ones that you know are on sale and you're not sure how they work or whatever, we can have a play with some of them and all that. We'll look at some gear that's on sale as well, too, on that show. Good stuff. But today, we are looking at Affinity Photo 2 by Serif Labs. Now, I did a show on this a little while back. It was pretty disastrous. It was funny. I went back and tried to watch it last night, and it was very foolish, because that's what you've come to expect from this show. Foolishness! But so let's just talk about this. So these are free. There's a series of 3 of these apps. I'm going to be covering them over the next few weeks, one at a time. Going to start with Photo today, but we've got Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, and Affinity Photo 2. So they're all part 2. Now, if you have Designer or Photo Part 1, if you still have these, you are still able to use these on your iOS device, Part 1. They've been removed from the App Store, so you can no longer buy the old ones. But if you have purchased them, you can still download them at any time. They're not going to disappear. They're going to stay, from what I've been told from Serif. So that's all good. Why should you update to these? Hello, Frank Terzo. I hope you're doing good. Why should you update to these? Well, that is a question you are going to have to ask, and I can help, hopefully, show you through some of the changes to these. I think these are like really worthy updates. They're really nice. The interface is much better. They've really taken some time to, I think, implement some changes that make sense on the iPad, and a lot of things that didn't make sense the first time around. And now these are universal across iOS, Mac, and PC. And the pricing structure is really interesting too. So you'll see here that you've got the free. So this is free to download. Now, anybody who downloads these, you can do it right now. Photo, Designer, or Publisher, and you get a 30-day trial. No cost, no nothing. You don't get signed up to like Apple and then you're going to get hit with a charge. Everybody who downloads it gets 30 days trial. So there's no lock-in and you're not going to 30 days time get a boom, you get hit with a fee. That's not how this works. So definitely download these, give them a try, and it's a full unlock for 30 days. And then as soon as it's the 30 days are up, the main screen of the app, when you open it, will just say, would you like to purchase now? And there's no subscription. So this is not a subscription either. It is a once-off payment. And these are all on sale at the moment. So if you're going to buy them, they're way cheap, and there are a few ways to do so. I'm going to show you one of them right now before we get in and have a look at it. Let's jump over here. Now, the pricing's weird because I'm in Australia and everything's really expensive compared to you guys. It's terrible. So we'll jump over to my PC. It's that one? It's this one. Here it is. Here's the US prices. So, as you can see, 30-day free trial. It's $0, and you're not going to get a reoccurring charge. Trust me on that. Currently, each of the apps are $11.99 US. They will go up, I assume, to about $20 each. I assume that's around the price. But here's the fun bit. So, the Affinity V2 Universal License for $99. You buy this, you get a universal unlock to all of them. So you get it on iPad, you get it on Mac, you get it on PC, and you can move stuff around between all of these devices really easy. I have all of these. I have an unlock for all of these. It is beautiful, really beautiful. $99, but these prices are going to go up. I'm not exactly sure when. Now I can show you here on how much it costs in Australia. You want to know? Hey, what's going on, Andy? Good to see you. There you go. There's the universal unlock for Australia, $159, and that once it goes up will be $259. Ouchie, ouchie, mama. Oh dear, painful. Very painful. But I think the individual apps here in Australia are $17.99, but they will go up to about $30. So it's a $30 flat rate. So you don't have to buy this universal license. You can buy them individually if you just want photo. But look, it's 40% off. Thanks, Audible. Very good value, I think, in my opinion. My opinion only. You take it with a grain of salt. Hello, Daniel. I hope you're doing good. Good to see you. There you go. I paid €14. I need a VPN for buying stuff. Yeah. Hello, Princess. And hello, how do I say your name? Bomb. I'm just going to call you Bo-May. I'm going to call you Bo-May. But welcome along. So, so this is iOS. We're looking at the iOS version today, but I'm going to scoot over to my Mac, because there's my Mac over here. And I've got a PC over here. So I've got it installed on my PC as well and here on my iPad. But I'm just going to head over to the Mac at the moment. And you'll notice I bought something new yesterday. Look at this. I've replaced my mouse with one of these. This is the Magic Touchpad. And I've only had it a day and oh my goodness, this thing's beautiful. My poor mouse has just been shoved aside. Goodbye, mouse. You're finished. We're done. Our relationship's over. Hello, Jim Shannon on Sounds. Why is it? Oh my Lord, this touchpad is so much easier. Look at that. It's like going directly from the iPad to here. I feel so much more comfortable using the Mac like this and zooming in, doing things like I can't do it now. 3 fingers up. It's just really, really nice. I'm loving it a lot. So let's have a look at this Mac because wrong screen. Where are we? Mac. So here it is on the Mac, and we can go down here, and here is Photos. So I'm going to open it up here on my Mac first, as I have the license for all of these. And it's pretty much standard. It looks like the same as your iPad version. And here it is, beautifully running, all good. Love it. I love that I can move over to the Mac when I need to now. And that, oh my Lord, I just use that touchpad. How cool is that? I just swipe. Damn, I love this thing. Anyway, there it is on the Mac. Let's come back over here to PC, to iPad, and we'll open up. Now, this isn't a full tutorial. There's no way I can teach you how to use this whole thing in a very short time. I'm just going to run through some things that you can do with it. You know, this is essentially Photoshop on your iPad. The great thing is that this is the first app that I've got on my new iPad 2022 that is going to make use of this new pencil technology. Very excited about that. So we're going to open up this app, and this is the screen you're going to get once you get past the nag screen, if you decide to do the trial or once you've unlocked it. And you probably won't have any projects here the first time you do this. Yeah, Princess, we covered this already, and I'm doing a show on it in 2 days' time. 2 days' time, I'm going to do a whole 2-hour show on all the sales. So there you go. So here we are. Now, this main screen that we are looking at here, this is your what they call your live docs. Now, anything you make in this screen will not, what's the touchpad thing called? It's called the Magic Trackpad is what it is called. There you go. Oops. The Magic Trackpad. It wasn't cheap, let me tell you. But then what is cheap from Apple? Not much. So this is your live docs screen here. Now, anything that you make in this live docs screen is not automatically saved, right? It's not saved. So what you have to do with these is you have to save them to your to your like Files app. So these are they're like a live evolving save kind of thing. So it's only saved within here. So, but one of the nice things when you've got so there's a whole lot of new touch gestures and things like that, which are really ace. For starters, if I take my finger, let's go over here, take my finger or my pencil and swipe left, sorry, get it right. Right, left, who? You'll see these little contextual things come up here. So I can swipe and we can bring up options on here. Really nice. So I'll zoom back to the screen so you can see it. And you can copy, make a duplicate. We can delete that now, close without saving. So you'll see there when I hit close, which is a cross up the top here, you can see that little thing flashing. Now straight away, we're getting to see the pencil in action. This is wicked. See if I can show you. So I'm not touching. I'm like away from the screen and it's lighting up. So everything on here does that with this new pencil technology. It's really nice. So you can kind of see what you're doing before you actually do it. So you can swipe away these things to delete them. But as I said, these aren't saved. So if I go ahead and close this, it's going to come up and say, close without saving, and you're doomed. Don't do that if you want to keep this project. To save, it's really easy. You can name your project here, whatever you want to call it. Hit save. And it'll go to whatever folder you'd like to save in your folder, in your files. What else is cool? You can touch this and you've got save as or save. So you've got the option there just by clicking up here. So there's multiple ways to do things. So we'll hit save again. But how cool is this? We've got in here this little section that says save history. So you can save all of the touches and things that you've done to this image, just in case you open something up and you want to go back and undo a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of actions. You can save all the history that's involved in this any project that you've made. Very, very handy stuff. Really love this. So also you can, and I saw somebody write here about Procreate. Serif have taken a lot of ideas from Procreate and added them in here. You will see that all throughout here. And one of them is if I grab my finger and touch this, everything starts wobbling. And I can just drag this anywhere I want and put it on top, and I can group stuff really easy. So now when I click on this, we've got two things grouped in here. We can rename the project at any time. So you can go in here and rename it. Call it whatever you want. My projects. Okay, so now we've got our projects in there. Nice and easy to get rid of these. Again, you just swipe. I think that's right. No, you just give it a swipe to the left. And this third button here, you can send it back out. So again, swipe, click, and now get out of our projects. And we've removed everything from here. So fantastic. Again, we want to get rid of this here. And just hit X. Don't want to save it because it's just a folder. So really easy to organize your stuff. Fantastic. All right. So now to create a new project, they've really condensed all this down to and made it a lot easier. There was so many things on here in the original one that were just too many buttons, and they've condensed everything down into this toolbar on the side now. If I just click on new, we get the screen here, which is very similar to the original photo. But what they've done now is we've got these categories. So as you can see here, we've got print. So you've got A4 and A3 letter sizes. We've got press ready, photo, video. So this is where you want to go to do like 1080p, thumbnails, all this kind of stuff. Social media stories, like Instagram stuff, anything like that. All those sizes are in there. Then we've got devices. So this is all like for if you want to make a watch face, or anything like that, or all the different iPhone sizes, which is really nice. Plus, you can create at any time your own presets. So you can take one of these presets, give it a name, save it, super easy, and you can save it in one of these categories that are already here, or you can make your own category, which is nice. So that's super easy. Down here, we can create a new category if we want. We'll just call this fancy, because I hate that word. Fancy. So now you can see we've got a category down here called fancy. And now we can save this one, call this fancy pants. And now that will appear. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. So we can delete that. Let's do it again. And we'll choose fancy and call this fancy pants, because everyone loves fancy pants. Do they? And there you go. So now you've got your own little presets down here. Nice. You can go in and edit your preset names. So you can do that down here. And you, with this little button here, you can go in and reorder things. So you can move things around, reorder them, or you can delete them just by hitting. You can get rid of fancy pants, goodbye, or you can swipe any of these at any time too, just by going like this and dragging your finger. So I've got touches on today, so you can see when I'm touching. Really cool, super easy to create a new document. Of course, you can do a landscape or portrait. So that's nice and easy. We're going to work in first. We'll just work in like a 1080p. So once you've chosen it, you can see the styles here. So you can change your sizes, pixels, change the dimensions of pixels. Pretty much everything you see in, Photoshop. This is desktop quality. It's nuts. It's wicked. So let's create a brand new project. And there we go. There's our screen. Now, when I was doing this, testing this show, and every time I tried to get this screen up from my iPad onto here, into OBS, I couldn't get the toolbars showing up. Why? Because, I'll show you why. Because there was a setting set to have screen, like a extended screen. So you can do this. So if you've got like an extended screen, if you've got another screen plugged into your iPad, you can have an extended screen and have a full layout of your image and then have the toolbar just on your iPad. And I had to go into preferences to find this, to make this work for today's show. So it was something I had to work out. Let's talk about the preferences, because there's lots of them. There's so many preferences. It is just cray-cray. You've got these undo limits. Look at this madness. We've got 128 undos. We can go up to 2048. We go up to 2048 undos. Pretty fair. We can change our autosave intervals. We can decide how long between our intervals, language. We can choose a save location. So I can decide to save this on my iCloud Drive or on my iPad. We'll just put it to iCloud Drive. I definitely want it to go there, or we can put it to my iPad. Completely up to you. Whole lot of functions down here. These things that you can go through. I'm not going to go through everything on here today. We'll just cover the most important things. Got our user interface. See if I can find the section where I had to turn on the toolbar, which was very confusing, but it is what it is. So if you're a lefty, you can change everything over to right hand, left hand, up to you. So I'm left-handed, even though I keep everything the way it is. Hello, Sith. I hope you're doing good. A fat panda cat. Hello. Wow. What the hell? App Store says it's free. Yeah, it is. It's free. And you go download it, and 30 days trial, and then there's prices. I've covered all this already. I'm not backtracking. Have to go back. Where are we? User interface. Automatically hide the UI, so you can have all these things. There's so many things you can do with this. It's really wonderful. Colors, so you can change all your colors, RGB colors, all that kind of stuff. Tools. There's a lot of options. A whole lot of options for your pencil, which is nice. You can add your fonts. So if I want to add my own fonts in here, we can do that. I can go in here, hit go. Let's find where some of my fonts are, and just we'll add a font to show you how easy it is. Now, I think I have fonts somewhere in a folder here. Let's see if I can find them. We'll just do by kind, maybe by name. And look for F, fonts, FG. Here we go. So we got some fonts in here. Shall we grab this 28 days one and open? And now we've got a font in here. So it's really easy to add your own custom fonts. You can download fonts anywhere. I've done shows on fonts. Go back, look at my shows on fonts. There's heaps of apps you can use to add fonts in here. So there we go. You're not just stuck with the fonts that you get inside here. You can go in here and mess around with your shortcuts. If you're using a Magic Keyboard or a keyboard, you can go in and select all your shortcuts. Super duper cool. Linked services, so you can link a Dropbox to here. You can reset all these options in here. There's a lot of stuff to mess around with. But we want to make something. We want to play around with something. So here we are in our palette. Now, the old version, it was interesting. So up here we have these things called personas. And when you click on these, you've got these options like for liquefy, developing, for raw images, because now what they've added in this is indestructible raw images. So you can go to your heart's content and non-destructive raw images. I'm not going to cover too much of that today, but you'll see there's, because I don't use a lot of raw stuff. Tone mapping, you can export from here as well. But what used to be in here, in the personas, were things like the select tool. So you would have to go here to select, and it would change this toolbar to select items. But what they've done here is they've moved these personas to over here. So now we have all of our selection items over here. So we can select all, deselect, reselect, invert selections, select tonal range. And you've got like select shadows, midtones, highlights. There's so many options for selecting, for, you know, removing backgrounds, things like this. You can select reds, greens, blues, all these wonderful ranges. Select partially transparent, select opaque, select transparent, select from layer. There's so many selection options, refine selections, outline selections. There's a hell of a lot. It's really, really nice. Also in next to over here, we have our exporting features. So flattening your documents, orientations, so flipping things, resizing, printing, canvas sizes, spelling options. So you can go in and do spelling options as well. Let's get back over here. There's a hell of a lot in here. Defaults, you've got an assistant. And this one here, this is our commands. So things like duplicating, pasting, importing things from outside of here, merging images together. So you've got all that kind of stuff in here. But to the side is our toolbar. And another great thing which they've kept on board here is if you ever get lost, guess what? There's this little question mark down here. You just hold it down and look. It tells you what everything is. Tells you where everything is. Gives you a little section in the middle, which covers anything that's in the middle. It covers the top left. So that's what's going up the top left. And yeah, zoom personas, all that kind of stuff. So you can always see what everything is. Even if you hover over, I'm just hovering now with my pencil, and you can see the names of these things. I really love this new pencil thing with the new iPad. You don't have to touch it, so you don't actually have to select anything. You just drag the pencil while it's not even touching the iPad, and it shows you things. Same with here. If I can't do it right now because I don't have a brush selected. Let's grab a brush. And you can see I'm not even touching the screen now. I'm just hovering over here and I can see what's going on. And while I'm doing that, I can take my finger and I can increase the brush size while I'm not even touching the iPad. It's pretty special stuff. Really, really wicked. So you can actually see what your brush is going to look like before you actually start drawing. I really love this feature so much. It's wicked. Alrighty, we'll come back over here. Let me have a vape for a second. So as we run down the side here, we've got a hand tool. If you've ever used Photoshop, this stuff will all be very familiar to you. So a hand tool, you've got a move tool, you have a color picker, you have I can't even see, a crop, you've got a smart selection brush, you've got a flood selection, you've got a rectangular marquee, flood fill, fill, paintbrush, erase brush, burn brush, clone brush, undo brush, pen, rectangle, and your text. So everything is all in there. Anything that has a little triangle, little chevron near it means if I hold down on that item, I will get a bunch of options pop up. And you can see within here, there's a whole bunch of different things that pop up for you to play around with. So anything with that little chevron will give you that. So now clone stamp, hold down, let go, and there you go. So you've got healing brushes, patching, blemishing, blemish removals, integrated brush, red eye removal. There's a lot of stuff in here. And how this used to work too in number one was whenever you clicked on something, a little contextual box would appear down here with added options. But what they've done this time, they've moved it all to the top. So everything that's contextual is up here. So if I click on something else like this, you'll see we've got a whole bunch of options up here, and that changes with whatever you're using. So nothing really covers your palette anymore. With our hand tool selected, we can pinch. Oops, we didn't want to do that. We can pinch, move things around, nice and easy. And what I really love is they've added this new magnifying glass up the top here with zoom options. And if we click on the zoom options, or just click here anytime, so if I shrink this down, or let's just shrink this down to that size, at any time I can go back to full screen by just clicking here, bang, and back. It remembers your place. So if you're doing, you're zooming in on something and you're getting some fine detail, then you want to quickly look out and get an overall perspective, go back, it'll take you straight back to the size you had zoomed, which is really cool. There's a bunch of zoom options in here as well, like zoom to fit. This is so true. I am so ornery. You have options, zoom to width, zoom to selection, zoom to all these zoom to actual sizes. So you've got a whole bunch of options there. This is our toggle preview mode. So in here, we can, if I can do this right, click. You can set to margins, grids. You can add all this kind of stuff. Really, really nice. And you have a wonderful, very quick snapping tool. So anything you add in here now will snap to the grid. This snapping tool is very, very invaluable. All right. If you want to get rid of these tools at any time, boom, gone. Bring back, gone. So if you want to get a clearer picture, layers. Here's where all your layers hide. Much the same as Photoshop. The more things you add, all right? Your color palette, your brushes. So you've got so many brushes here. You've got acrylics, basics. There's so many brushes. It's ridiculous. Plus, let's just jump out of here for a second. When you sign up, when you buy this, the first thing you want to do is go over here to your add-ons in your account, and you can download a whole bunch of this stuff which is available to you. So you've got a whole bunch of brushes here. some brushes and overlays, brushes. So these are for Affinity Designer, paper forms and stuff. But the really cool thing is, what's really ace about all three of these apps is they're all integrated. So you can start a project in Photo, and if you've got Designer, you can just take the project into Designer, start building a book or a PDF or whatever it is, and then you can take that back into Photo. They really have made this very interchangeable, so they all work together. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. So let's go back over here, continue on. We had brushes. We've got adjustments. Here's where all your adjustments, black and whites, brightness, color balances, curves, exposure, all this kind of stuff. And you'll notice right now there's nothing showing here. It's just a blank section. That'll change as soon as we add a photo. Let's add a photo, and I'm going to do a callback to when I first did this app. And many of you who were here for that show, you'll remember this. Let's add a photo. So I'm going to go over here, and we're going to add place from photos. I'm going to go in here and add some birdies. Now, where's the photo, you ask? Where's the photo? I just added it. Well, as soon as I touch here on the screen with my pencil and start dragging down, the photo appears, and I can shape this to wherever I want. I know the birds are back. So I can now shape this to add it into the photo. As soon as I let go, that's ready to go. Now I can shape this however I want, move it around, bring it in here, and that's how you import a photo into a blank canvas. But we don't want to do that. We'll get out of here. Let's delete this. Let's just start a new project and show you the options you get when you hold down new. When you hold down new, you get a whole bunch of options here, like new from clipboard, new from template, import document, import from photos, new panorama. So if you've got panoramas in here, you can, from your iPhone, you can bring them in, a new stack, focus merges, you've HDR merges, anything you want. And we're going to bring in a import from photos. And we're going to bring the birds in. There's the birds. The birds are back. Yes, the birds are back. And now you'll see when I scroll over to this section here, the adjustments, we have images in here. So you can now see what the adjustments do. Zoom in a little bit. You can see we've got brightness. We've got things like channel mixing, color balances, curves, exposures, all the stuff you would expect to find in a really high quality photo app. It's really nice. Plus, if I hold down up here, you can choose them from here. You can choose from the list here instead of dragging down. There's always multiple ways to do this. So I can click on this and turn it to black and white. Wicked. Now you notice when you add something like this, this little bar down the bottom here appears. And this is where you can go in and make adjustments. So we can add reds, and you do this by going left to right. So you hold down on any of these and go left to right. We'll remove this. Now what you'll notice here is what's really fantastic. When you add any adjustments, they add this to your layers section. So this is now non-destructible. So I can make adjustments to this and turn it off and still have the original photo untouched, totally untouched. But I don't want this, so I'm just going to swipe it away. I can do it just by going swipe to the left, and you're given these options. So we'll just delete that. A lot of cool swiping stuff in here. So we'll go to adjustments, and let's hit our brightness. So you see down here now we've got our little section. We can add a bit of brightness. We can add some contrast to this, and we can add opacity, the amount that we want to add of the brightness. Really cool. And to see your difference at any time, you can see what's going on here, because this is non-destructible stuff. Again, we'll just swipe it away. Gone. So there's that. let's, we've got filters as well. So you've got a whole lot of really amazing filters in here. Zoom in a little bit. So you've got a whole bunch of filters plus what they've added to this. So these filters, a lot of them are destructive. So if you add them, they're going to be destructive. But what you can do is up here, you'll see this section that says add live filters. So these are new. And when you click these and hold down, now you can use, now what's happened is it's now selected all the live filters that you can use. So we can use like a clarity filter on this. And now these are absolutely 100% non-destructive. And you'll see the layer has been embedded into this. It's been grouped. So if I hit this little arrow, we have this clarity filter in here. So these are absolutely non-destructive. So whatever I do with this, it's not going to affect the picture whatsoever. So grouping's improved. A whole lot of things have improved with this. Let's talk about undoing things and redoing things, because the same as last time. 2 fingers, undo. You can undo as much as you like. 3 fingers, tapping, redo. Super easy to redo and undo. And then we're all the way back clear. Plus also you have an undo and redo down here to mess around with. Of course, yes, you can mask filters. Yes, of course you can, Audible. This is anything you can do in Photoshop, you can do in this. This is virtually Photoshop. But also, not only can you undo things that way, let's 3-finger tap and redo everything we've got. You do have this little history button down here. When you click this, you can see everything that you've done. And you've got a timeline, and you can undo by moving back through here and undo everything this way. So you can find the image, the section that it's really clever stuff. It's really good. But again, if you want to just go back to the start, 2 fingers, and we're tapping all the way through. Boom, 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 boom. We're back to the start. Nice. Also, now these are contextual as well, so they will change if you add text or things like that. But we'll cover the rest of these shortly. Let's do the birdie trick. We did it last time in the show, and it was a debacle. Let's see if we can make it not a debacle now. We want to make one of these birds disappear, don't we? We do. We want to make this one, this annoying bird here that refuses to look forward when all the others are so proudly puffing their chests out. We want to remove this piece of crap right here. Piece of crap. How terrible. That's so bad. So what we're going to do, yes, we are going to do some in-painting. What we need to do is we need to add a layer. And it's really easy to add layers in Photo 2 with your little plus section. And anything that you add that is going to be that you'll adding stuff into is a pixel layer. So we're going to add a pixel layer to this. And we're going to go over here to our clone brush and hold down, and we want to go to an in-painting brush. Now that we've got our in-painting brush, we should just be able to draw over this bird and it'll disappear. Let's do it. Let's just go. Boom. Nothing happened. Hang on, that's not cool. Right, we'll go back. Here's what we did wrong. Up the top here, now you notice when you choose a brush, remember we got this contextual stuff up here. We need to change this to current layer or below. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to scribble over this bird quickly. Holy shit. Gone. Goodbye, bird. Be gone. What's going on, Cold Acre? Bird gone. Still, the cable is still there. You know what? I don't like this bird either. Your days are numbered. Bird gone. We can just get rid of that last little bit here. We can zoom in. A little bit of it there. Bird gone. Bye-bye, birdie. And you're shitting me. Too much of a bird. Bird is the word. Not anymore. So, we've only got 2 left. You know what? You're gone. Now that happened. Let's try it again. Oh, man, I'm not drawing very good today. Let's go back. come back here. You've got to zoom in. Now you've got to try and get the bird. Oh, it's kind of good. But you see where we're going with this. But the good thing is, let's keep those two birds there. You'll notice over here where this pixel layer is, if I can zoom in on it, can I zoom in? See how it's got these little blobs? You can see that's where the birds have been removed. So if we remove this layer, birdie's back, baby. Birdie's back. So this is non-destructive removing of things like this. So you can do this with little things in a picture, take things out. But what the photo needs, you need to remember this kind of thing. See you later, Princess. What you need to remember is if you're going to do this kind of thing, let's just bring it back to full size. There needs to be in the photo plenty of other stuff to borrow from, because what it does is when we remove this bird, it looks around the rest of the photo to find more of this sky, and it looks for more of this cable to replace the cable where the bird has been taken. So if you did it in a photo where there's like somebody sitting outside and a huge building behind them, you tried to do this, it's going to try and replace the building with other parts of the building, and it's going to look stupid. But there are other ways to remove backgrounds. So I thought we'd just start with the birdie thing today because it's fun. Let's talk about some shapes. Shall we look at some shapes? Let's start a new project. We'll just start a blank project. As I said, this isn't a full tutorial. I just want to show you some fancy things you can do with this, just how easy some of the things are you can do. So down here we have our rectangles and shapes. Again, it's got a little chevron, so if we hold down on it, we got all these different shapes we can use. Look at them all. So many cool shapes. Got, rectangles, just ellipses, triangles. We even got a star, Jade star. Whoa. We got teardrops, hearts. There's so many cool things. We're just going to use a rectangle for now. And it's really easy to do. We just come in here, take our pencil or finger, whatever you like to do, and just drag. And we can make a image. There it is. Done. There's our image, our little square. We want to fill this in now. And you'll notice if we go over to our layers, it's now called rectangle. So we want to go over to our layers here. And basically, we want to change the color of this. And we can do this really easy. We can change the color of it. Let's change it to this color. But we're now going to have a look at, where are we? We want our, where am I going? We want to go to effects. No, we don't. Where do we want to go? Oh, we want to go to text. So, no, what am I doing? I've lost what I'm doing, man. We want to go to, get it right. Let me find what I'm doing. Where are you, bitch? We've got our box here, and what am I doing? I'm losing the plot here. Filters, live filters. Is it in live filters? I can't even fucking remember. Man, I'm having a good one already. Let me just go through. Transform. What am I trying to do? I've forgotten what I'm doing. I love it. Where are we? No, we don't want that. What am I looking for? I am looking for... Is that what I'm looking for? Layer effects. I'm not looking for layer effects. Or maybe I am. Maybe I am. No, I'm not. I'm not actually looking for layer effects. Layer styles is what I'm looking for. And I can't, where are they? I can't even find them. I've lost my plot. So here's our layers. Not metadata. Man, why do I keep thinking it's in here? Oh, fuck me. You know what? Let's just go into, change our size there. Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to go into here. Man. Shall we just move on to something else and I'll come back once my brain readjusts? Fucking hell. You got to remember, it's really early here. Here we are. I want to go into, man, I can't even see the screen today. All right. We are looking for shadows, highlights, ripples. Where are we? Perspective, blurs, distortions. Where are you? Is it in live filters? Man. Best laid plans, huh? Best laid plans? And I can't even get my shit together. It's in effects. What's in effects, Audible? What's in effects? You seem to know what I'm going to do. Do tell. Do tell, Audible. What's in effects? What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do, Audible? I really would love to hear this. You know, I really would. Please tell me. While we're waiting for my brain to recalculate, let's do some text. Let's bring in some text and I'll try and get my brain back together. No, that's not what I'm doing, Audible. Man, I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. You know what? Let me fix you. No, I'm not going to do it. I'll leave you be. So let's do some text and I'll come back to this. Man. So we're going to add some text to this here and I'll show you how easy this is. Hopefully easy. Hey. So once I've selected text, you've got two options here with text. You've got artistic text and frame text. Thank you, Coldacre. Good job. Put him in timeout. Fucking cunt. All right, so I've added my text here. Now to draw in my text, again, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw in from the top here and drag. And you'll see the letter gets larger, so how big I want the text to be that I'm going to add in here. So there's my text. I want it about that big, so now I can type in anything. Audible sucks. There we go. Did I add that all in? And now I can reshape this and bring this in to my image. Go back to full screen and we can select this at any time and move this around to wherever I want. I can do whatever I want with it. And what you'll notice is over in layers, poor Audible. We have our text here and we can do lots of things with our text. We can go into our text options here. We can change the font. We can go in and change the font to whatever we want and then resize this. We can change the color of this. So we've got any options to change color. Now we can shrink this down. If I can get rid of that. So there's our text. And here's where Audible was going. Here's what Audible was talking about. Totally not what I was talking about. But anyway, we've got our effects here. Sorry, where are we? So we've got effects here. And this is where you can add effects to your text. You can do this kind of stuff. So we can go in here and add a outer, let's add first a outline. So now that I've turned on the outline, I click on it and now we are given this toolbar up the top here and a toolbar down the side. So we can now drag this up and give an outline super easy to our text. Really easy, or you can do it with your finger or your pencil. So you can just drag this and make this larger or smaller. So it's super easy to do things like that, or you can go down here and so now we've got, you can make this, change things up the top here. Hi, Zach. You can go outside or center. You can use your darkening. You can make these things like soft light, all this kind of stuff. We'll just stick with normal at the moment. But here's where you've got multiple effects in here. You can do lots of stuff, like we can add an outer shadow. And so we turn this on and then click outer shadow. Now I can drag with my pencil this shadow wherever I want, create a shadow underneath. So it's really easy to mess around with text here. And, oh, what happened? Where'd it go? My outer shadow just disappeared. There it is. There it goes. So you can add an outer shadow. You can do things like 3D in here as well. We can turn this on. And you can see by dragging my pencil around, we've added a 3D effect to our text. So really easy to mess around with text and do interesting things with text. Good stuff. So what I'm going to do also is just bring in, I'm going to try and make quickly like one of my thumbnails from scratch and show you how we'll do that. That's what I was going to do here. So we'll just go and click a new project, 1080p project, start blank. Now, you've seen my banners. They're very basic, and some people hate them, like Audible. And it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is try and make one of these nice and quickly. I'm just going to make this a bit smaller. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a shape, and I want to add a rectangle. So I'm going to click on this and drag this rectangle in here. Bang, we've got a rectangle. That is now added in there. I can change the color of this because we want to make it black. So if we go over here and make that black, there's the top of my beginning of my thumbnail. Sweet. Now I want to add in an image, and I've got a whole bunch of transparent images that I can add in here. So let's just flick over the top and go to our commands, and we want to place a new image in here from files because I have all this stuff in my documents. Yes, you did. You did. Let's go to date. So I'm going to scroll down and find my How to App on iOS logo, which I think is somewhere down here. So it should be around where are we? 03 over 03, I think. Somewhere here. How to App. Man, I've got a lot of crap in here. There we go. There's my logo. So I can import that. Now you see I've hit import and it's not there. So once again, take my pencil, drag it down. Boom. There's our logo. We can move this into place. We've got snap to grid on. So now that's centered. We can make it a little bit bigger if we want. Snap it to the center. Doosh. Whoosh. Easy peasy beneasy. So now we've got the beginning of that. We want to add in an icon. We definitely want to add in an icon now. So we'll go in back over to add place from files, back to our documents folder. And we're going to do the photos icon. So now I can drag this in. Here's our little icon for the Photos app. I need a little cartoon image of myself from files. So it's really easy to build stuff in here. It's not as complex as what you would think to do really basic stuff that you're probably doing in a more simple editor currently. So this is the image I used for this particular show. Add that in there. We need to add some text. Super easy. Add some text, and I can practice the size I want. Affinity Photo 2 for iPad. And now we can go over here to our text. We can center this. So now that writing's centered, we can choose a, let's just go over to our arrow. We can choose a font. Arrow, please. Font, lemon milk. Boom. So now we've got our font. We can drag that into place. Let's make this a little, let's drag this. And at any time you can just click on these things to select them. Super easy to move things around. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Done. Now we can go in and add some effects to this. Get out of color, we can go down to effects. We can add a outline. We can make it a little bit thicker with the outline. So we can just pull this up a little bit. So it's just a little bit thicker. Go to an outer shadow, click. And we can change the color of this shadow at any time. Go over here and gray it a little bit. There we go. Super easy to do this stuff. Let's add another text in here. Boom. What's it called? Photo 2. We can change the text by clicking our text section. What do we choose? We'll choose like this Evil Dead one. Cool. Change the color of it. Then we can go over here to our effects and we can give it an outline. There you go. Give it a shadow. Change the color. Boom. Simple, easy, Beneezy. See you later, rat. Make this a little bit larger. And we'll add one more because we normally have a little text down here as well. So we'll select our text tool again, and this time we'll draw in a new text and we'll put photo editor. And let's change the font to a Liberator, make it black. Really easy to do this stuff. And we'll add an effect, an outer shadow. And then we can take our main cat, we can take this image here too. We can click on our photo. We can add an outer shadow to this as well. Just drop that down a little bit. We can go in and blur it if we want. Then we can click on this character, give it an outer shadow. So pretty quickly, that's like my standard kind of, oops, I've moved that. I've moved that shadow there too much, but really easy to make something like that. Yes, indeed. We've gone 8 minutes over. Let me just see 1 second. Give me a second here. Well, I just grab my other iPad. Well, the deal is, Thomas, as you can see, I'm not an expert at this. This is going to take a lot of learning. I'll put this question up. Superimpose is super easy. And hey, if you want to use superimpose, use superimpose because it's really cool. Superimpose is fantastic. Super easy to use. But this is for, I guess, you know, it's going to be up to you how much you want it, because superimpose is something that you can't use across, something that you actually can't use across platforms, unfortunately. So where this is completely platform agnostic, so you can use this across things. Let me make sure I'm doing the right thing. See if I can work out how to do. I'm just checking. Okay, so I think it was live see if I can work out what I was doing here. Let's do this. Let's go out. You know what? The other thing I didn't tell you is there is a really good help menu in here too, which has all your needs. So if I type in here what I'm looking for, and look, this is what I was looking for. So live filters, that's where it is. And we want distortions. So let's do what I was going to do before with this image. So we've got this square selected. And we want to go into here, live filters. And what did I say it was called? Distortions. And it was mesh wrap. So I chose mesh wrap. So this is what I wanted to show you how to do. Now I'm probably still going to fuck this up because it's something I'm still learning, man. I'm still learning. And what I can do now is I can take any point of this and I can drag this down, right? So let's make like a kind of like a bottle, right? So that would be like a label or a bottle, right? Or a can or something like that. And then I can, so that we'll keep that. And you can see if we go over to our layers now, what this is done by adding this live filter in, what's good about these live filters, it's grouped these together. So now if I click on here, you can see this mesh wrap is down here in this group. It's a live filter. At any time, I can click it off and we get our original image back. It's non-destructive as well. So now we've got that in here. We've got this nice little label. I want to now put something inside this label. So we'll put another rectangle. We'll do another rectangle here. We'll make this like black. Let's make it black. We'll put some text on it. What else can we put on it? We'll put a picture of me on it because that would be really ugly. So what I'm going to do is go in and over here, we're going to add a photo from my Files app. And we'll go into documents. We'll find, I don't know, maybe we'll find a photo of Audible because he's been... Do you want to be let's put a photo of Chris Lane Sr. in here. Chris Lane Sr. So we'll drag in Chris Lane Sr. There we go. There's Chris. We've got Chris on here. And we're going to call this... we're going to add some text to this as well. Let's go in here and add some text, and we'll draw in some text, and we'll make this text, we want it to be white. We'll just put, let's just put, we'll call this hair flare. There we go. And we'll make this text. Did I do that right? What am I doing? Get over here. Get over here. I'll make that writing white. So now we've got hair flare with Chris Lane Sr. And we can go into our text and change this up. We'll make it like, we'll give it this lemon milk. Right, so now we want to put this label on here. What's really cool with filters, with our layers now, you can actually select multiples here. And what I'm going to do is to select multiple layers, you just swipe to the right and see how they're all selected. So I just dragged across and now I can hit group. Pretty sure that's the group button. And now all of those have been grouped together. Yeah. So they're all grouped together. And now what I can do is I can drag this anywhere and everything that's inside that square all moves together because I've grouped it and made it all one thing. Now I want to put it on here, onto this bottle that we have. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this group, I'm going to drag this onto this image. Let's see if I can grab it. Come on. And I'm going to drag this down onto the bottle. And I should now, oh man, why is it not working for me? It's not worked. Oh, there it is. We've dragged. Fuck. There we go. So we want to drag this group in, but you've got to get it right in the right place. You've kind of got to get it. I can't even do it now. I've moved it down below. Get up. Oh, man. Let's go back. See if I can drag it in. It's going to be cool when it happens. Man, my fingers are just so shit. Man, I got it in the wrong place. You've got to get it right. Dude. Did that work? No, it didn't work. I've put it down, I've put it down below. Man, I can't even go back. What's happening? What is happening here? Let's get this out of here. Why am I... What's going on? Why can't I undo anything? I've lost all my undos. That's really weird. There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you don't do it. That is exactly how you... All my undos are gone. Look at that. Is that an error with the app? That's really fucking weird. Oh, no, they're all back now. Cool. There you go. There's a bug. There's a bug. Good times. So we can take this group now, drag that out of here. And we should be able to drag it. Oh, man. Good stuff. But what I'm trying to do is drag this in here, and it actually wraps around the actual can by itself. But for some reason, I'm not able to do this again. Let's close that. Try it one more time. Nice. I just can't seem to get it into the... There we go. It doesn't work. All right, I rock. Let's be honest. I suck at this. You know what? Where did I put my iPad? Look, this is what it's supposed to do. See that? That's what it's supposed to do. Oh, fuck off, Susan. That's what it's supposed to do. And I'm able to then move this group like this, and it moves around the actual item. But for some reason, I can't drag it in. See that? See how cool that is? It's pretty wicked. But don't learn from me. Learn from the masters who are Affinity. And if you really want to learn some stuff, Affinity have a whole bunch of videos on their channel where you can learn to do all of this stuff super, super easy. Not easy from me because I'm still learning, but I'm here to try and talk about these apps and, you know, help you make a decision. It's boundless what you can do with this app. It is really incredible. It's far more complex for me. Now, I'll be honest, back in the day, I used to be so good at Photoshop, and then I just stopped using it. And when the iPad came out, everything just became so easy to do. Photoshop became a thing that, you know what I mean? I don't want to worry about. I don't care. There's too much when I can just download an app that does things a lot easier. So my knowledge of Photoshop has gone so far down, and it's really been a bit of a struggle learning to get back into doing this kind of stuff with a higher end product. But I can honestly say this thing is super powerful. I'm a shit teacher at this, I have to admit, and it is what it is. Sound off in the comments below and let me know how shit I am, because I know I'll never be as shit as some, maybe. So it is a really cool app, and I will be covering the other apps. So if we scroll across, I will be covering these ones, the designer and the publisher, at a later date. So that's going to be a thing that is happening. And I will be a little bit more knowledgeable on this stuff. The problem is, guys, there's so many apps that I have to learn on this program every day. You get overwhelmed sometimes. And yesterday I was really, really sick, and I tried my hardest to learn as much as I could. But some days when you're really sick, you just can't do it. And it was super frustrating to try and maintain some of the knowledge that I was trying to put in my brain yesterday. So I was really worried about this show. It is what it is, you know. We make mistakes, and they hopefully make you better, and you learn from them. It is what it is. So this is Photo 2. It's pretty sick. It's free to trial for 30 days. You'd be mad if to not give these apps a go and play around with them. There is a valuable help menu in there, and on the Affinity Web YouTube channel, they have heaps and heaps of free tutorials to help you through. Yeah, so you can always go and do that, but try them out. 30 days, they're free. You've got nothing to lose, and you definitely won't get charged at the end of the 30-day period. They are on sale, so go and do that. Yeah? Awesome. I'm going to get out of here tomorrow. I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know if things are going to change. I meant to kick off this show tomorrow, kicking off a brand new track, creating, recording, and releasing a new song using N-Track Studio. But there's been so many apps get released in the last day. I don't know if I'm going to push this back till December. We'll decide, see how I'm feeling, see how the rest of today goes and stuff. And then the day after, yes, my friends, we are going to be having a look at all of the Black Friday deals that are happening. And so come and join me for that. It'll be a nice big show. We'll go cover everything that's on sale. It'll be Good Friday for a lot of Good Friday. Thanksgiving, same difference for a lot of you in the US. And we'll do that on Thursday, your time. So, boom. All right, thanks for putting up with me today. I'm going to go and chill, and I'll see you tomorrow. Do the things that make you happy. Remember, mistakes make you better, and we all rise together. Boom.